Bonjour à tous et à toutes et bienvenue pour un autre cours de français. So welcome back for another week of French class. This week you'll notice there are two videos posted on eCampus, so make sure you watch both. It doesn't really matter in which order you watch them, but just at some point you're going to have to go through both. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to spell their names and other words using the French alphabet, including accents. Give their phone numbers using French numbers, and identify the time of the day using French cultural conventions. Okay, let's get started. C'est parti. Nous commençons par l'alphabet et les accents. So we're going to start here with the alphabet and accents. So at this point, I'd like you to please repeat after me. I'm going to give you time. You shouldn't have to pause the video, but repeat after me with each of these letters so that you understand how they're pronounced. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, et Z. So you'll notice that some of the letters are the same in English, M, N, they're very similar. But one thing I want to draw your attention to is these two letters, because G in French is J, and J in French is J. So those two oftentimes get confused, obviously, for English speakers, because they kind of sound like the other one, basically. But obviously we have the accents, but we also have, we have the letters, but we also have the accents. So in French, there are 5 total accents, and they change the pronunciation of the letter. And we'll go through a little bit on how to distinguish them and how to say them, basically. So here, the first one, we have accent aigu. Accent aigu. So that's so here we have an example. We have prénom. So here we have, if we were going to spell this, we would say P R E accent aigu, N-O-M. Ensuite, accent grave. An example of this would be très bien. So here we have T, R, E, accent grave, S, B, I, E, N. Ensuite, accent circonflexe. The example here is hôpital. We have H, O, accent circonflexe, P, I, T, A, L. Next we have tréma. Tréma. In the first name Raphaël. We have R, A, P, H, A, E, tréma, L. And finally, we have cédille. Cédille. Like for an example, ça va. So we have C, cédille, A, V, A. So like I said, these accents, they change the pronunciation of the word. So without the accent for the first one, without the accent aigu, we'd have pronom, but instead it's prénom, prénom. Then we have the accent grave, we have très bien. Otherwise it would be très bien, très, très. We have accent circonflexe. This one also, I think it's important to point out that oftentimes you'll see this replacing S's in other languages. So this one is a good example of that. In English, it's hospital. But in French, they've replaced that S with a hôpital. The tréma, this will cause us to pronounce the E essentially. So rather than without the tréma, it would be Raphaël, but it's Raphaël. And then cédille, it causes the C to sound like an S. So when a C precedes, like for example, an A, without the cédille, it would be cava. But in this case, since there's the cédille, we would say ça va. Ok, ensuite, comment appelez-vous ces prénoms? So here we have some first names. They're all sort of typically French. But basically, I would like you to pause the video and practice spelling each of these, and then I'll give you the answers once you're done. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video and you did the exercise. So let's start with Noël. We have N, O, E, tréma, L. Ensuite, Anaïs. A, N, A, I, tréma, S. Ensuite, Stéphane. Stéphane. We have S, T, E, accent aigu, P, H, A, N, E. Ensuite, Béatrice. B, E, accent aigu, A, T, R, I, C, E. Ensuite, Benoît. B, E, N, O, I, circonflexe, I, accent circonflexe, sorry, T. Ensuite, François. So this one is a male name. Françoise with an E would be a female name. So we have F, R, A, N, C, cédille, O, I, S. Ensuite, Eugène. Eugène. E, U, G, E, accent grave, N, E. So be careful with that G. It's not G, it's G. Et ensuite, Zoé. Ça c'est Z, O, E, accent aigu. Et maintenant, c'est à vous. Comment appelez-vous vos prénoms? So how do you spell your first names? So take a moment here, pause the video, and practice spelling your name. You can even do your last name as well. Okay, hopefully you took the time here, and let's go ahead and move on. Ensuite, ce sont les numéros. So here we've got the numbers less than 10. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 et 9. Ok, maintenant, on a les numéros de téléphone. So obviously, phone numbers. La question, quel est ton numéro de téléphone? La réponse, mon numéro de téléphone est, and then you're going to practice giving the numbers here, but using obviously their French names. Okay, hopefully you took the time and you gave your phone number to the computer screen. One thing I want to point out here, when you're answering a phone in French, they say allô. So just a little cultural note there. Ensuite, encore plus de numéros. So here we have the numbers all the way to 20. On commence par 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 et 20. So notice here we have 17, 18, 19 are quite literally 10, 7, 10, 8, and 10, 9. You'll see in numbers in the future that it only gets worse from there, where we're kind of combining old numbers to create new numbers. But yeah, so here are all the numbers all the way to 20. We'll pick up on some new numbers in later lessons during this chapter. Mais pour finir, on a une autre question. Quelle heure est-il? So what time is it? Quelle heure est-il? So we're going to practice the numbers by telling the time here. And one thing that we need to note is how we tell the time in French. So where in English we would say it's 3 o'clock, they'll say it's 8 hours and then the minutes. So here we have 8h15. And then if it's exactly 10 o'clock, right on the dot, 10h. We don't need to say anything after that. But let's go ahead and practice some telling some time. Donc, quelle heure est-il? Il est 8h19. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 10h11. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 4h01. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 2h05. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 6h17. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 3h12. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 13h14. So note here that they're using military time. In France, they use military time like this, where they'll say instead of 1:14, this is 12 or 13:14, literally. So if you ever travel to France or you're taking a train or a bus or something, it's important to be familiar with military time, and it's very easy. You just subtract 12. At a certain point, it just becomes automatic. You don't have to subtract 12. You just remember that 13 is 1 o'clock, 14 is 2 o'clock, and so on. Okay, on est terminé. We're finished. So now either go and watch the second video, or if you've already done that, then now it's time to work on your mind tap and the discussion boards. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Et à bientôt. See you soon.